Well, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Master the NEC and the Electricians Academy. Today I want to give you an overview and a little bit of a sample of what you're going to see in our grounding and bonding course. Now look, I serve on Code Making Panel 5 for the National Electrical Code, and let me tell you what, it's always been a passion of mine to teach people about grounding and bonding. And in fact, I've been blessed enough to be a co-author of one of the books that are in this program that talks about grounding and bonding, and working with a really good friend of mine. And so I spent many years learning about grounding and bonding and all the nuances that are involved in it. And let me tell you what, if there's anything that I think that every electrician, whether you're a seasoned pro or you're new into the trade, you really need to fundamentally understand the concepts of grounding and bonding and how they're similar but different in the application, whether in dealing with services, feeders, branch circuits, all the equipment that's associated. All of those things are so vital to being successful. Not to mention that many people will bond or ground to a point where they're meeting the minimum standard, or they exceed it and it turns around, end up being a hazard because they just went a little too far. So it's important to understand all of those concepts. Now, our course is going to teach you everything you need to know about grounding and bonding in a logical flow from the beginning of Article 250 all the way up. And it's going to talk about the tables like 250.66, 250.122 for equipment grounding conductor sizing. It's going to talk about bonding jumpers and grounding conductor sizing when it comes to 250.102C1. All those things are going to be covered in this course. There's a lot of quizzes. There's a lot of reviews. We grade them. It's a great program if you need to know about grounding and bonding. Now, I can tell you, I get a lot of calls from people asking me grounding and bonding questions. And usually I want to say, look, if you give them a fish, they'll eat for a day. But if you teach them how to fish, they'll be able to eat for a lifetime. Same way with the code. If I always give you the answers, you're never going to learn. So it's better to learn the code yourself. And we have the program to do that. So let's look at the program, give you kind of a little sample of what you're going to see. Now, as always, you'll have your selections here on the right. You can open the course book at any time by clicking on the little blue book icon. And we have the old familiar study hub, which allow you to have your bookmarks and all the things that you've highlighted. So we'll show you a little bit of that as we look into this program. But we're excited about the grounding and bonding program because, again, grounding and bonding and understanding those fundamentals are so important to the success of your electrical career. Again, it could be the difference between life and death, whether or not you do bonding correctly. Okay, so let's kind of look at the program. And you'll see that it is broken down into introductions, and it has a total of 8 units, and then you have an appendix. And these appendices will have other different things that are really good. In other words, you ever wondered the history of the U for ground? Explains it all here. Understanding ground resistance testing, whether it's a 3-point fall of potential or a clamp-on meter. Great additional information here for your reading enjoyment so that you just get that extra knowledge that sometimes it's hard for people to find this knowledge. Well, we're going to put it right here in one location for you. The next thing, you will get access to all of the exam prep questions that we offer in our programs, literally over 800 exam style questions to test your knowledge. Again, it's always great to sharpen up those skills by answering some of these practice exams and really getting familiar with understanding how to maneuver through the National Electrical Code. And that's what that mega exam prep or mega prep practice tests are going to do for you. Now, let's talk about the program. It is broken down into 8 units, and you have an introduction to grounding and bonding. So you have the general, you have system grounding, grounding electrode systems, and of course you talk about grounding electrode conductors and all those type of things and sizing and whatnot. Bonding, which again is grounding and bonding are 2 separate things, but they're all encompassed in Article 250. So you really need to know the difference, but they are very similar. For example, people say equipment grounding conductor should be an equipment bonding conductor. Well, we call it an equipment grounding conductor, but it does serve a bonding function. All of that's included in here. It explains it in extreme detail so that you get it. We'll even explain to you what objectionable current is and how that can be a problem for an electrical system if you don't know what you're doing. We're going to give you all the tools you need, and you're going to get some amazing graphics as well. So let's kind of look into the system a little bit. Let's look at the grounding electrode system. What you're going to see is you have an introduction video, which is, again, a video of me who is explaining the program. You'll have your reading material. You'll have an overview, which just gives you an overview of the course. And of course, you'll have your assessment. And the assessment's going to make sure that we test what you learned during this unit. So let's kind of go into the reading material a little bit. And once you're in the reading material, you'll see that you simply follow along, read the information. You have a lot of good graphics, and you'll have code requirements, and then you'll have discussion. Now, the discussion's pretty neat because it's the author's way of having a conversation with you. And again, I am one of the co-authors of this product. And so I am kind of intimate in the conversation that created these discussions. Now, here's something interesting. The other feature that you have in all of our programs is called the ballistics training. And that is, let's say you're feeling a little tired, but you really want to get into your study, then you can do this. You left click on your mouse and you highlight it, and we'll just go to right here. And then when you let go, it'll give you the read text feature. So let's kind of give you a sample of what this is like.
Clamps that are suitable for connecting only copper conductors are not required to be marked as such. Those that are suitable for connecting both copper and aluminum conductors are marked ALQ. Common materials for grounding electrodes include galvanized and copper water pipes.
So as you can see, you can listen to it, but you can also change the cadence, speed it up or slow it down. You can change the dialect. For example, you can choose Australian or in the US, typical dialect. So all of that is customizable. If you want to change the size of the text, remember, all of our programs are available on iPhones or Android phones. You can get the app or just use your common browser. It also works on PCs or Macs. So again, it's very versatile. If you want to change the text size, for example, you would go right here, click this, and I want to increase the size in case you can't see it, depending on the type of screen you're looking at. So you can change that. If you're reading your material and you want to stop for a while, then you can bookmark it. And we'll go on and bookmark this page real quick, and then I'll show you how you can find your bookmarks in a second. If I want to print any page in any graphic, I can do it right here with this print feature. So again, you can print any page you want at any given time. Now, what about that bookmark? Well, if you come over here, you'll see this thing called a study hub. Click on the study hub. Now, in the study hub, you'll have all of the notes, all of the highlights, anything that you've done will be right here. Okay, so at this point, you see no highlights. We'll change that in a second. How about the bookmarks? Well, remember where we were in Unit 3? There it is, and there's your bookmark. It'll take you right to that location. Now you're saying, well, what if there's something in the program that I just don't understand and I need my instructor to help you out a little bit? That's what we're here for. That's what the Electricians Academy is all about, is to be able to interact with you through your competency reviews and the asking questions. And also download the app from our store. It's free. And that app will allow you to ask questions directly to us instantly. Now, let's say I want to highlight this information because I just don't understand it. Well, you left click, you drag over it, you choose the color that you like to highlight it, and it'll highlight it. Now, what happens if I want to go later and send this question to my instructor? Well, you go over into your study hub and you'll look under highlights, and there's the information right there that you just highlighted. So all you have to do is left click, drag it over it, let go, right click, you can copy it, paste it right into the email, and you can send it for more information from your instructor if they need to explain something in a little more detail. Just that easy. All right, so let's get rid of that one because we don't need it. And of course, we'll take off the bookmark. We don't need it. And let's look at something else in the program here. All right, so let's look at the assessments real quick. So the assessments are automatic. They're built into the system. You start your assessment, and in this case, you've got 24 review questions. You will answer these questions A, B, C, and D format, and you simply choose it, and you can check your work after you choose your answer. When you're done, you submit your assignment for grading. Just that simple. And you just simply go through each one of the questions, and when you're done, you just submit, and you'll be able to submit it for grading from our instructor. And most of the time, it's going to be me because I want to give you feedback on all of your information that you submit. And if I need to elaborate on something, we will, because we really want you to learn the program. Grounding and bonding is one of the tougher aspects of the National Electrical Code. Article 250 is long, and it is very detailed. And it is often the problem that many installations have. They just don't do the grounding and bonding properly. And so this course will systematically walk you through every aspect of Article 250 so that you understand it with really great graphics. For example, let's look at the bonding course. You have your intro video, kind of tells you what you're going to learn. I'll show you what this is, and this is integrated into the program. Okay, so here it's going to tell you, welcome to Unit 5 Bonding. Now, being able to explain the importance of bonding in an electrical system means that you truly understand how critical it is to the electrical safety system. Now, I have partnered with Cengage to produce these videos for them. They're exclusive to this program, and they basically give you insight on what you're going to learn so that when you enter into the program, you know what the course objective is. You know what you're going to get out of that specific unit. And we systematically break that down with the reading material. Again, you have the reading feature, you have all of your chapters, and you just simply click through it. Oh, another thing that you can notice, it is broken down section by section. So there's no more of this randomly jumping all over the code to try to learn grounding and bonding. In this program, we walk you through each piece so that you fundamentally understand it. For example, bonding at services. Again, we talk about the requirements. We have a great discussion. Now, this is unique to our grounding and bonding. That is not like any of the other programs that are in our system, because here we give you a really good discussion that brings up interesting topics. That's the tips and the tricks that you learn in grounding and bonding from people that are very familiar with it. Look at these graphics. All of these can be printed out. You just simply click here and you can print it, or you can print it right here. All of these are extremely detailed. And you learn. There's visual learners, there's people that can read something and learn, and there's people that have to hear things. Again, we're hitting all of the senses in this program. You can do the audible where you simply highlight it and play it. You can also add notes if you want, anything that you might learn that you want to add in there for future, read it at a later date. Or you can highlight it and it goes over into your study hub and you can mail it to us if there's something about this that you just don't understand. All of that is how flexible this program is. I don't know any other program out there that will teach you grounding and bonding. And let me tell you what, you can learn the code, but grounding and bonding is what gives a lot of people headaches. And we're going to make it simple for you. That's what this program is all about. So hopefully you've learned a little bit more about this program, all of the features that are involved in it. It's jammed packed with information, all on grounding and bonding. Hopefully you will check it out. You can always visit us at www.electricalinstructor.com to find out more information on this, the grounding and bonding course. It's also available in the 2017 edition and the 2020 edition. Your choice. Till next time, folks, stay safe. God bless.